All right, hello, and welcome back to the College Alumni Tournament here in Madden 23. If you watched the last video, you already know we are in the second round. This is the second game of the second round. We'll not go ahead and spoil what happened in the first one quite yet. We'll probably spoil it at some point in the video. Yeah, we got Alabama and Notre Dame today. The 1 seed against the 8 seed. Both teams took care of business in the first round. Both teams won fairly comfortably. Notre Dame not as much, but Alabama certainly did. Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Let's go ahead and get right into the rosters. All right, starting off with Alabama, we got Tua back at quarterback. We got Derrick Henry at running back, followed up by Josh Jacobs. Mark Ingram will be running fullback. Bunch of receivers: Cooper, Waddle, Ridley, Smith, Judy. Tight end, we got Irv Smith and O.J. Howard. We got a really solid offensive line. I'll just go through it real quick. Nothing super special, though, but a bunch of high 70s, low 80s. Defensive line, loaded, a bunch of run stuffers. Not much pass rush, though. We got Jonathan Allen, Quinnen Williams, Deron Payne, and Dalvin Tomlinson. Linebackers, also solid. Hightower, Mosley, and Rashaan Evans. Cornerbacks, also solid. We got Marlon Humphrey, Surtain, Trevon Diggs. Safeties, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Eddie Jackson. Really solid all the way around. Not really any major holes unless you want to count tight end as a whole. We will have a fill-in kicker. Punters haven't really been playing too well when they move them to kicker, so if they don't got a kicker, we'll just be filling in a filler kicker from now on. And J.K. Scott will be punting. Now we look at the Packers, a.k.a. Notre Dame. We got Ian Book back at quarterback. He played solid in the first round. Tony Jones Jr. also played solid in the first round. Those guys will have to step up again today. Again, low overalls will have to play up. Receivers, you got some decent ones. We got Claypool, tight end. You got Komet. Really solid offensive line, though. Should be able to hold their own against this really good D line of Alabama. We got Ronnie Stanley, Quentin Nelson, Zach Martin, and McGlinchey, something like that. Yeah, really solid offensive line. Defense is kind of average, except when you get to safety. You'll see there in a second. We've got the Okwara brothers on the ends, Sheldon Day, D-tackle, Jalen Smith, Drew Tranquil, and J.O.K. at linebacker. Julian Love has made the move to cornerback due to a lot of safety depth. He will be rocking the slot corner. He had a good man coverage, so it was convenient to move him to corner. Kyle Hamilton, free safety, and Harrison Smith leading the defense, 92 overall, a strong safety. Kicker, they also don't have one, but they do have a punter, though, so he got a 1 overall higher than what he would have been. Good for him. All right, let's go ahead and jump right into the game, see what happens. And also joining me here today is my good friend Miguel. As usual, Miguel, how you feeling about this matchup?
Definitely exciting to see. This is gonna be a scary game because you got a powerhouse like Alabama, and I feel like it's gonna be more about Notre Dame just trying to survive rather than seeing if they're gonna pull out a win. So I'm curious to see what each team does here today.
Yeah, it would definitely be a huge upset if Notre Dame can somehow pull this one out. We said we wouldn't spoil it before, but we'll go ahead and start talking about it. In the first game of the second round, we saw Florida State pull off a second upset in a row. They will be in the Final Four. That should be really interesting. They're obviously the 13th seed, making it the Final Four. Definitely exceeding expectations. We should just see Derrick Henry give somebody a mean stiff arm. He is off to the races.
He's gone.
And that is a touchdown.
First play of the game. What a run by King Henry himself. That's a crazy one. I mean, I feel like I kind of manifested that one. I mean, like I said, at this point Notre Dame just has to hope that they can somehow survive this without losing too badly. So this is already not looking like a good start for them. And that one guy got put on a highlight reel. That is crazy.
Yeah, that was reminiscent of Josh Norman getting thrown. But I don't think he took that one to the crib. That was a 70-yard run for Derrick Henry. First play.
Now we have to see how the defense. If defense can play as immaculate as offense just did this first play, then yeah, Notre Dame is in for a long game if I do say so.
That kind of puts everything else we were just talking about to the side, because we were thinking hypotheticals if Notre Dame can pull this one out, but I mean, we still can talk about it, but it don't mean quite as much as Alabama just took all the momentum in the first 15 seconds of the game.
I believe Notre Dame getting a win is what some people call a miracle. And yeah, so Ian Book. I'll be honest, I'm kind of scared for him right now. Not only because the defense is going against, but again, low overall. Realistically, if you're going by numbers, he'd make more mistakes than anybody. But we've seen him. I mean, he's here now, so he can win. He can try to put the team on his back. And I was gonna say the same thing about the running back, but starts off first run, opposite of what Derrick Henry does, and got -3 yards on that play.
Running the ball will not be their friend today, that is for sure. I mean, you look at this defensive line; they got run stuffers at every position. Pass rushers not as much. I think they should start passing the ball most of the game. I mean, they got good tackles, good for pass blocking. I mean, the offensive line in general is pretty solid. Ian Book should have time, like he does right there, and he gets the completion, makes it a 3rd and short. But, I mean, yeah, I think they should be pretty pass-heavy this game. Obviously, they are the lower seeds, so they get auto-assigned their playbooks. I mean, we try to match them up as best as possible. They actually got a decent pull. They'll be rocking the 49ers offense and defense, which I think is a good fit for them. But Alabama coming up with a 3rd and 1, 3rd and short stop.
Another good fit was the linebacker's shoulder into the running back's chin. That looks like Tetris. It was a perfect fit, and now it's 4th and 1. That's wild.
Yeah, that's likely going to force a punt. I mean, they could go for it, but I mean, in a game like this, you might consider it, but I don't think Madden will let them do it.
I haven't seen Dante Hightower in a minute. It's nice to see him on the field. All right, let's see what they do here. All right, they punt it, and let's see. Oh, Alabama will get put on the 7-yard line. Maybe it's not Notre Dame's offense that carries it. Maybe it's the defense. Maybe the defense finds a way to somehow get Notre Dame back in this game. All right. Tua going under center.
Offensive play for Alabama.
Tua looked in the throw.
Oh my
goodness. If there was a main dot, that's going to probably take it to the console.
Oh my goodness.
2 for 2.
Why is he zigzagging?
Do a little zigzag.
They don't got to do them like this, man. What in the world?
Can we call the game? There's no point. I'm sorry. Man, 2 for... whoever's on Notre Dame just got fired. That is... Oh, man. Notre Dame had him in the perfect spot, too, position-wise, and then you give up that. And that's Calvin Ridley. Man, I bet you he bet on this game. Oh, my God.
That's the same side as Harrison Smith, too. That's going to be the best chance you got defensively is the side Harrison Smith is on, and they just go right at him. 90-plus yard touchdown.
My score prediction, Alabama is going to have such a high score, and Notre Dame still going to have 0 points, that by halftime, this is going to turn from commentary to a podcast.
Yeah, we're going to have to get in the second half blowout material for sure. But, I mean, they didn't even give me time to lay out a spread for this game. I was going to say, like, the spread should be – I talked to a buddy. I mean, you've heard his name in here a couple times. I talked to Pierce, who's been keeping up with the tournament. He said the first number that came to his mind – I can't remember exactly. It was either 13.5 or 14.5 in favor of Alabama. And I thought that was too low initially. I was thinking like 19.5. But I think that's probably too low as well. Looking at what we see right here. Yeah, Notre Dame just...
Notre Dame in trouble. This is so sad.
It's like we're watching varsity versus JV.
No, this is like watching JV against an NFL team. This is terrible.
Now this is the middle school team. This ain't even JV. And that will be another 4th down. for Notre Dame? What's the line for the next drive? How many plays does it take Alabama to score? Or do they score? I mean, they could get stopped.
Okay, I could definitely see them scoring, but if it takes them longer, I wouldn't be surprised.
I would hope it takes longer than one play. If they get three first play touchdowns, that's.
I'm gonna say it takes them 4 plays or less to score a touchdown.
Okay, 4 plays or less. So that's the lines at 4.5. I'll take the over. I think Notre Dame can make some tackles. Yeah.
It would be crazy to get a punt return touchdown. We would not even get to find out.
Yeah, that would be the first of the tournament. That would definitely.
I mean, if
have to call the game.
I'm gonna say realistically, if any team was gonna do it, it would be Alabama. Honestly, that should be a rule. If you get punt returned on, if you get either kick returned on or punt returned on, then you immediately lose the game. That's how it should work.
And they keep the first play touchdown streak alive. They'll go to the air.
Okay, that's one. They move the chains.
Get Notre Dame go, making a tackle.
Sadly,
took them their third drive.
They could not do it, behind the first down marker. Second play. Oh, come on, Tua. Oh, Derrick Henry getting the ball. Oh, if he stayed on his feet, I think he could have taken that farther. All right, going to empty backfield. Okay, this is sketchy.
Oh, and everybody's playing up too.
All right,
that's 3 plays.
They got to score a touchdown here. Come on, Tua. I don't like Alabama, but I'm going for Tua on this one.
Nah, at this point, I'm just going for a blowout. At this point.
Tua keeper. Okay, maybe not the best play call. I mean, he gets 3 yards out of it. All right, so it's definitely the over. I guess I gave Alabama a little too much credit, but in fairness, they came out swinging with them first 2 plays.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and another person who came to play, Derrick Henry. Not even stiff arming. I say just throwing hands at that point. The Francis Ngannou of the NFL just throwing hands as he runs by people.
It'd be really disappointing if they don't convert right here. I don't know if Notre Dame has what it takes to stop them. Oh, okay. Wow.
And what's crazy? That wasn't even like a full-on sprint from Tua. Homie really jogged to the first down. I think
they could have got it, whether he kept it or whether he handed it off. I think there was a hole for Derrick Henry as well.
Yeah, this is sad to watch.
And this offensive line isn't even that good. I mean, Notre Dame's defensive line is not the best, for sure, especially interior.
I just feel like Alabama at this point is playing with them. Like, it's like, we could score another touchdown if we want to, but, we're going to let you believe that there's hope.
It's like that story a few years ago when Alabama forgot who they were playing, but there was like receivers doing rock, paper, scissors for which route was going to score the touchdown. They already knew that they were going to put up points on that play. They were just having fun with it. That's kind of how this game's going already. Oh my god. Oh my god.
He just got dribbled. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now watching the college basketball alumni tournament because the man just got dribbled.
I just want to point out, Derrick Henry's on pace for nearly 800 rushing yards. Obviously, he had 1 carry for 70 on the first play. Was keeping that number high, but...
And finally he's tired. This is the first time I've seen him tired.
Oh, he didn't throw a man that play.
He still... Yeah, at least he still hasn't gotten a negative yard yet. That was a positive yard.
Josh Jacobs in now. See if he gets the ball. Go to the air.
Let him pass.
Tua
throws a pick, but there's a flag though. What is it?
Holding on the defense. That is tough. Oh, wait. Oh, it's defense because it was intercepted. So that will be Notre Dame ball.
Oh, man. Maybe we kind of had Notre Dame a little too early.
No, we didn't. You see that?
Oh, yeah, Booker with the keeper.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, his legs are rotisserie.
That's a tough one for Ian Book right there. What's your score prediction, Ethan?
Honestly, I was kind of hoping Alabama scored right there. At this point, I'm just seeing how bad it can get. Because, yeah, you see that?
What are these play calls?
I don't know when Notre Dame's going to get a first down. It might be a while. Did he catch that? Oh, nope, interception.
That was a pick! C.J. Mosley. What an interception. Oh, showing the people that he still has it on the field and on the dance floor. Look at the replay. Oh, one-handed interception while simultaneously clotheslining his teammate. Oh. For you WWE fans out there, that was definitely shades of JBL right there. The clothesline from hell, Jesus. Tua going under center again. Derrick Henry has the ball, which means trouble for somebody. You know, stiff arms a man, but not as badly as the previous one. Go under center yet again. Oh, Tua dropping back, and he gets sacked.
Third and 18.
Play.
I honestly have no faith in Notre Dame to get the stop right here, even with it being 3rd and 18.
I mean, what a sack though by one of the Overall brothers. All right, let's see what Tua and company can do here. See if they can convert. I think either way they'll put up some form of points on the board. A lot of time in the pocket. Oh, I thought you bagged on. Oh, they go for punt. Never mind. I thought they're gonna somehow get 3 points. That was crazy.
Yeah, it would have been like a 60-yard field goal, and they do not have the kicker for that.
They almost had Notre Dame in a bad field position, but the punt goes to the back of the end zone. And
if Notre Dame's on their side of the field, it's bad field position for them.
Notre Dame starting on the 20. I believe Alabama's looking to blitz here, and if they do, God help Book if he decides to pass it.
Notre Dame's got to start in their own, in Alabama, like in the red zone, to put up points.
Even then, that might be a little tough.
Notre Dame's still yet to pick up a first down. Oh my gosh.
I think Hightower has a personal beef with that man, though. If I remember correctly, they had some kind of Instagram exchange. It's bad. He's lighting them up like he's talking about his mama.
If anybody on this Notre Dame team was talking to anybody on this Alabama team, then they just had no idea what was coming to them. Because, I mean, even on paper, Alabama's like 89 overall. Notre Dame's like 76.
Oh, dude. What are the odds that it just stays 14-0?
Not likely, because Alabama's definitely going to score again. Don't know if Notre Dame will, though. Honestly, I don't see Notre Dame scoring unless there's an Alabama mistake at this rate. I have seen absolutely nothing from Notre Dame that indicates that they are capable of scoring the football. I think it'll have to be like a pick six or something silly.
I'm about to say, you know what? I'm calling right now. Notre Dame scoring, scoop and score from a fumble caused by a sack. That's my prediction.
Okay. That works too. I just don't know that I see their offense getting into the end zone unless there's like some weird busted coverage, which with their receivers and these DBs, I don't know that that's going to happen either. I don't know how Mississippi State had a lead, pretty sure. Obviously, I don't think they scored after that, but
Two of them out snap. Two just throwing it away. Now, the way this Notre Dame defense now coming to play, I don't know. I think Alabama does like keep scoring them, just might be at a slower rate now. 4th and 2. Do they go for it here? Do they go bold? No, they don't.
Man, boo. We want some points.
I think this is one of the very few times we are unanimously going for the same thing.
I mean, I hate Alabama, but this is.
I do too,
stuff.
but how about I say, we kind of want to see a very major blowout here.
Like if it's not going to be close, I don't want it to be close. I don't want it to be close to close.
I'm good. Notre Dame getting steps.
Does Notre Dame have positive yards?
In the air?
No, I mean in the game.
I think so. I mean, I know there was a point I thought they got a first down. I could be wrong.
No, I don't think they did. I might be wrong. But the fact that that's even a question just tells you. We're almost at the end of the first quarter, by the way. This is like Notre Dame's 4th or 5th drive. Yeah, I don't know. I just saw some at the top. I don't know if it might have just been rushing. It might have just been rushing yards, but it said -1.
I don't know why they keep rushing the ball. Clearly, it's not working.
I think they do have positive yards. They might have gotten first down too, right? With 16 passing yards.
All right, he's looking to throw. You know, the positive yards.
Well, if they didn't have a first down already, there's one right there. See if they can cross the 50.
You know, I feel like there should be a big celebration for them just getting that first down.
That should be.
All right, Ian Book on the center. Go look for the pass. You know, 2nd and 2, close to another first down. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the first quarter. And now, you know, if I'm doing quick math correctly, we're going into the second quarter.
Attaboy.
It took everything in me to do that. See what Ian Book does here. Hands it off, but gets blown up in the backfield. Poor run game of Notre Dame.
It's not even surprising anymore.
At this point, I just feel bad.
I mean, this offensive line isn't even bad.
Just Alabama is that good. That's just tough. This is honestly hard to watch. Like as much as I want to see points being racked up, like I truly feel bad for them. So they're running back out wide. Maybe this is the answer to their problems.
Oh,
I stand corrected. Oh, that's. Oh my God.
Do you think Michigan would have done better?
I think anybody would have done better. This is.
I mean, Michigan's offense couldn't score on Notre Dame. I mean, until the end, they were like way inconsistent.
This is just sad. I'm not gonna lie. I think to sum up Notre Dame as a team, that Ian Book threw to the dirt that sums it up. Very dirt poor effort we're seeing here. You know, credit. You know, I'll give credit to Notre Dame's defense. I mean, other than like the two plays, I mean they've been doing pretty solid now. All right, 3rd and 6. Let's see if Tua and Alabama can convert here. Oh, they do.
Wide open on the slant.
I give Notre Dame's defense a little too much credit. I mean, I wasn't saying much, but still. If I saw the yard thing correctly, it's Alabama had like 224, and Notre Dame had like 30 something. That's sad. Oh my God. I'm no mathematologist, but clearly one of those numbers is bigger than the other.
Another slant.
Honestly, they keep doing slant. I mean, if it gets them down the field, 254 total yards. That is crazy.
We're barely into the second quarter.
Oh, they pitch it to Henry. Oh, for the first time, gets negative yards. Madden rushes 94 yards. And again, only the second quarter. This is a crazy game.
He is no longer on pace for 800. Sadly.
Let's see what Two and Company can do to make up for those yards. I'm gonna give Derrick Henry a chance to try again, and he takes out two men with one stiff arm. You know, even if he's not on pace for 800, he'll definitely have 800 highlights. Let me tell you something. Oh,
man,
what a dot! I believe that's the Josh Jacobs. What a touchdown! Nice weather we're having today. Take a look at that dot. I mean, what do you do if you're Notre Dame? Do you just go ahead and pack up and go home?
Nah, I mean, obviously you're gonna stay and play the rest of the game, but I mean, they might as well. I mean, you look at the scoreboard; it's sad. It really is.
So what'd you have for lunch?
I had some breakfast, so some eggs, biscuits, a little bit of grits.
Ooh.
What about you?
Well, I say that, but I'm not really a grits guy. You know, breakfast. Because I'm having to fend for myself here at home. I had like one of them like heat up breakfast sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
But like it was kind of like a off-brand McGriddle because it was like a pancake, sausage, egg, and cheese kind of thing, which was good. And then I had lunch with the girlfriend today.
Oh, another Dame first down.
I think there's a spot in Arbor Place Mall for those of you that ever go there. Man, that gyro and wings place, pretty solid. Fries were bomb. The honey hot or whatever it's called, the wings were bomb. Yeah. And another bomb was that freaking dot that freaking to and through Jesus. Oh, Ian Book was through a dot to the defense.
Oh. The defense was there. Couldn't hold on to it, and that'll force another Notre Dame punt.
This is a sad day for Notre Dame fans. Like, imagine being that one fan. Like you seen that picture of the Heat fan that went however many miles to see what's his face and or Jimmy Butler and the homie didn't even play. Like I feel like that's Notre Dame fans right now. Like they you know, they showed up and they're like, man, I can't wait to see our team like win in advance, just to get, you know, low-key about to get skunked this game. I'm calling it a skunk. I don't think they score a single point.
I don't either.
So, you know, I truly feel bad for Notre Dame.
Third and 1. They will convert.
I think if you just ran straight instead of doing the juke, I think you could have took it to the crib.
Definitely could have got a couple more yards. You just juked right into a defender. Hand off to Henry. Henry's got room.
Breaks the tackle. And a pretty solid game for the man. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize if you hear a dog in the background. That is my dog Cooper. He may be joining us this episode. I don't know. Hopefully he can stay asleep. But like the way he's moving, I don't know if I don't know. He might be a little outraged by this performance from Notre Dame.
Yeah, and at this point, he's not ruining anything special here.
I'm good.
Tua with time, just gets rid of it. Under pressure, can't hit the target. Tua with time again, and gets rid of it.
Ooh, almost picked off.
He's been taking his time, and eventually it's causing pressure to finally get to him. He's just been throwing the ball under pressure. Got time again. Will he get rid of it? He will. It'll be thrown away, but we have a flag.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have to take care of some dog issues. I shall be back to commentate the rest of this game.
I'll just take over here. That penalty. Oh, it was actually accepted. I would have declined that. Because they're going to be in field goal range either way. Does not matter. Allen will still try to line up for a field goal to be a 42-yarder. And it is good. 24-0. Notre Dame, see if they can get something going this drive. Don't believe they've crossed the 50 yet. Or they might have on that last drive. Ian Book definitely not having the same caliber of game that he had in the first round against Michigan. That is for sure. Even if he does play a good game from here on out, I don't think there's anything he can do that would be enough. I think everybody on this team would have to overperform by... Oh, Ian Book taking off. He'll get across the 50. If they didn't do it already, he just did. Yeah, I think everybody will have to overperform for Notre Dame to even get back in this game. And like me and Miguel both called, I don't see Notre Dame scoring here in this game, not this drive, in this game in general. I'm honestly interested to see the halftime stats. See how lopsided the yards are. That's what I'm interested to see. Oh, another first down for Ian Book. Over the middle. That'll be St. Brown on the catch. Book takes a snap. Fake the handoff, read option, and it will go nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Hightower's fourth tackle already. We've seen him laying the lumber this game so far. Book back to pass. He will find a wide open tight end. And now they are at the 21. They don't make a mistake here. They can at least try to kick a field goal. Don't know if they'll be in touchdown mode, being down by this much. Book, read option. Nowhere. Loss of 2. 3:31 to go here in the second quarter. I don't know how you play this if you're trying to remain in this game. Do you try to keep this game where it is, Alabama-wise, on the scoreboard? You try to keep them at 24 and just try to score right before half, or do you try to potentially try to get the ball back? In which case you got to go fast here. 2nd and 12. Let's see what they do. Handoff. And yeah, the running game has just been stagnant all day. To nobody's surprise, not to mine at least. 3rd and 8. Obviously, pass the situation, and they will pass, but he will get rocked coming across the middle, bring up a 4th down. Now, do they go for this, or do they try to break that goose egg up on the scoreboard is the question. I think they'll kick a field goal here. And they will line up for a field goal. Kick is up, and it is good. Notre Dame has scored. Something many did not think would happen at some points in this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have returned, and apparently I have missed Notre Dame putting up 3 points. What? I thought there was a skunk. What was going to happen?
Yeah, they just put together a decent drive, a couple decent passes, and just worked their way down the field.
Man, I'm disappointed out of it. Honestly, I call it Alabama loss. The fact that they let them score, man, yeah, no. Alabama lost this game. Lost all respect to this team. Let's see if Derrick Henry and Tua can redeem Alabama's defensive mistakes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the 2-minute warning. Tua going empty backfield here. 5 wide. Oh, he slings it. And it is completed for the first.
That was, yes, Irv Smith Jr. making his 2nd catch of the day. That one a big one. 1:47 to go in the half. Alabama obviously still trying to put up points, even up 21.
You know, Tua only having like 3 incompletions. I mean, you take away that interception, he's having a pretty solid game.
Yeah, he started out really good, and then he has 6 incompletions. But it was, at one point, I thought
I said 3. That's crazy.
He was 4 for 8 at one point, so started out really good, then had a really bad stretch where he threw that pick. Seems to get back in the groove of things.
Looking for a slip screen. Josh Jacobs gets it, and he gets the first. If he would have stayed right, he probably had a touchdown.
That is Jacobs' 5th reception. Obviously had that big touchdown catch earlier. Jacobs being more of the receiving back today, the 3rd down back. I mean, it's been working. Keeping Derrick Henry fresh to break off the big runs. Swings it on another slant right there. That is now 400 total yards for Alabama in this one. As they call a timeout. 52 seconds left. See if they can put another 7 on the board. Oh, never mind. That'll be intercepted.
Oh, interception.
Could that be a house call? It will be. No one is going to catch him.
To his 2nd pick being a pick 6, that is tough. It's not what he wanted, not what Alabama wanted, not what anybody wanted. That is depressing. Yeah, very tight window. I don't know what he was thinking with trying to throw that.
They finally try to get Derrick Henry involved in the passing game. Big mistake.
I mean, I don't know why they're trying to switch it up. Just stick to what works. And now Notre Dame, still not a close game, but Maybe it's a slowly but surely thing. If Alabama chokes this game, I'm going to die laughing.
I mean, that would be something. Notre Dame and Florida State in the Final Four.
Ew.
Yeah, that would be the 8th seed and the 13th seed in the Final Four. Honestly, Alabama's they got themselves a really easy path after that Florida State upset over Georgia. I didn't think Georgia would win the game, but they didn't have many holes. I thought they could hold their own, maybe keep it close for a little bit. But I don't know about Florida State. We'll see, but they've been surprised in all tournaments, so maybe they can pull another one out. .33 seconds. Alabama's still hanging on to one timeout. See if they can at least get in the field goal range. Tua got time. You know, dump it off to Derrick Henry. I'd use that last timeout here. See if they do.
They are going to. They're a little slow on it.
Yeah, they will. Okay, now they will. Wasted about 10 seconds in that process. That's just Madden being Madden. Now you gotta either get out of bounds or go to the end zone. Yeah, and that'll be halftime. Don't think they'll be able to get a playoff.
I mean, what a game so far.
Yeah, a dominant first half for Alabama. Even with the score being, I don't want to say as close as it is. I mean, 14 is still decent close, but I mean, you look at those numbers, something seems off when you look at the scoreboard. Notre Dame should not have 10. I mean, the pick six obviously carrying for the touchdown in that category. But, yeah, Alabama just been having a really, really dominant day. See if they can carry it over the second half, or if Notre Dame can somehow fight their way back into this one.
I mean, other than Tua, everybody on Alabama has been almost damn near close to perfect. So, if Tua can figure out, you know, how to not throw interceptions, then this will definitely go back to being a blowout for sure.
And we are back for the second half. Notre Dame carrying a little bit of momentum from the first half. Will it carry over? Probably not. But, I mean,
anything can happen.
Yeah. Honestly, Notre Dame's been playing a pretty clean game. They have not many, awful mistakes. I mean, they've had a couple errant throws from Ian Book. That interception, I mean, it was a spectacular catch by C.J. Mosley. Nobody's played, blatantly bad. I mean, the offensive line, obviously, is one thing you could point to. But Alabama's just been dominating in each facet of the game, except the turnover battle, which goes to show that Notre Dame really hasn't been playing that sloppy. Alabama, I mean, they've played a little more sloppy in my opinion. They've just had the talent to kind of take over at times.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, you know, hopefully for Notre Dame fans, Ian Book and this obviously can find a way to try to get back in this game, but it's highly, highly doubtful, especially in the running game. Them getting blown up so much in the backfield is it's a tough one. And you can't really trust Ian Book as overall in the passing game. It'll be interesting to see how they do this. 4th and 2, I can get a guess, and I'll probably be right on it. They're going to punt.
I think you'd be right on that. But assuming Alabama holds on and wins this game, which there's no indication that they won't, obviously they'll be playing Florida State, as I said. I'm interested to see how Florida State running game, which has had some success with Dalvin Cook, even though they've had a really bad offensive line. I'm interested to see how that plays differently than a Notre Dame team, which we're seeing they got nothing going in the run game, which has a really good offensive line but a bad running back. So I'm interested to see how it flips, see how Alabama plays against that team. I'm willing to bet that it'll be a pretty similar result, if not worse.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I don't know if Dalvin Cook will be able to get the ball back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, definitely try to keep the ball in the air in that game.
I said Derrick Henry, I apologize, but Alabama getting 8 yards on that play. Oh, what a dot by Tua, moving the chains.
Eclipsing 300 passing yards on that play. Amari Cooper with the catch.
I mean, solid catch. Luckily, he caused enough separation to get open and just all around pretty solid. Tua getting sacked before he could throw it. 2nd and 19. Not where Tua wants to be.
It's going to be a Cora's second sack of the day.
And so definitely one half of the brothers definitely having a field day here today. Now the real question, can Tua find a way to convert and get the first all the way from back here?
I'll pick up a few.
Alright, 3rd and 12 on the 49.
Do they consider going for this if they get into like a 4th and 1?
Do you think Madden will allow them to go for it?
I mean, they'll be on. They're already in Notre Dame territory. I mean, it'd be kind of an awkward spot. Don't think they've got the leg for a field goal, but it won't matter. They will get the first
what a
lead.
dot by Tua.
I believe that is Calvin Ridley, if I'm not mistaken.
I could not tell. Hopefully this replay tells us.
No, that's Jalen Waddle.
What a catch by Waddle. All right, Tua looking for the snap here. Hands it off to King Henry.
Oh, yeah.
Bodies a man, but only gets 3 yards.
Tranquil somehow got credited with a tackle right there. His name at least popped up. He was the one that just got punched in the mouth.
Tua tried to take it himself, but when the D-line fell to the ground and got back up immediately, taking out Tua. Yeah, if Tua had hurried up to try to get the first, he might have got it.
Make it a 3rd and 8 here. Tua incomplete.
Throwing another pick.
They will line up for another field goal.
I was about to say, at least they'll run away with a few points here. And the kick is good. Ladies and gentlemen, your score 27-10. Not where Notre Dame wants or needs to be. Tough day for Notre Dame. Ethan, do you think there's a team that's left in this tournament that could somehow stop Alabama?
I do. I mean, as I've mentioned in previous games, there's a couple other teams that I think can go at least compete with them. One being Ohio State, who we will see in the next game. They play Clemson. The other one being LSU, who has Wisconsin in the 2nd round. Both of those teams, there's only 3 teams in the whole tournament who are listed over an 80 overall. LSU came in at about an 84, if I'm not mistaken. Ohio State about a 86. Alabama came in at about a 88, 89. So I do think Ohio State probably has the best chance on paper, but I mean, you look at LSU, and then they've got weapons on offense. They've got a really good defense, so not quite as good as Alabama's. The only difference really is Alabama's got a good defensive line. LSU kind of lacks same quality, but everything else is fairly similar.
Definitely be interesting matchups to see, for sure.
Assuming we get to see those, I mean, obviously, Wisconsin and Clemson. Clemson played a really good game in the first round. Obviously, those two teams can pull off upsets. We're looking at almost another pick thrown there by Tua. But, I mean, if we're looking at the matchup of this round that I'm looking forward to, obviously we've already seen one. But before the round even started, Ohio State and Clemson is one that I was looking forward to. The way Clemson played in the first round against Penn State just kind of blew them out of the water. Even with the holes that they have, mainly offensive line. We'll see how that plays. Ohio State, their pass rush, that'll be a major challenge for Clemson in that next matchup. Obviously, we'll talk more about that when we get to that game. But
Dude, 4th and inches, do they go for it?
probably not being at the 36.
That's
You're
what
just
they
giving
gonna
Notre
do.
Dame.
I mean, what they
decent
got
field
left to
position.
lose?
I mean, you give Notre Dame a good field position, they score a lucky touchdown, it's somehow 10 points. You never know what can happen. Yeah, just punt it away, play it safe.
Gets flattened at the 22. All right, Ian Book coming out to try to salvage this game. How he does it, I have no earthly idea.
And another stop behind the line for Alabama. I'm interested to see how many tackles for loss they have when we look at the stats at the end of the game.
As I think right now, Derrick Henry has more yards than the entire Notre Dame running back core.
Oh, easily. I mean, I don't think Josh Jacobs has got a carry, but he's closer than to that run total than Derrick Henry is. Derrick Henry's probably got about 5 times as many rushing yards as this team. Maybe more than that.
I'm good. Ian Book keeping it himself.
And another tackle for loss. It's close to the line of scrimmage, but from 2nd and 11 to 3rd and 12.
All the coaches on Notre Dame, it's honestly maybe except the defensive. Well, no, I'm not even gonna say except the defensive coordinator. All the coaches on Notre Dame need to get fired.
I mean, if you take away those first 2 drives in quotation, like air quotes there, because they weren't really drives for Alabama, they were 2 plays. You take away those first 2 drives, then this game's a decent game. I mean, assuming, fumble there, no one's getting to the ball, and Alabama will pounce on it.
What a turnover. Let's see what the flag is here.
And that'll be against, Notre Dame.
Good field position for Alabama. You know, I guess the punt was a smarter move. I said I could not hold on to the ball right there.
Yeah, like I was saying, you take those 2 plays away from Notre Dame, that defense is somehow able to get stops. I mean, Alabama didn't have the best field position when those 2 plays happened. This game's a really close game. Obviously, Alabama's made mistakes when they've gotten down in scoring position before. I mean, you look at the yards, Alabama's still overly outplaying Notre Dame, but just kind of put the game into perspective in that sense. As Tua gets sacked right there to make it a 3rd and long.
The other Okawara brother getting a sack. Both these brothers making a nice little duo here on the edges.
Yeah, I've seen a couple good D-line duos being brothers. The other one being Ohio State with the Bosa brothers. Caught
what a
2
reception.
people there. 4th and 2. Do they consider going for this? I don't see why not. I mean, you're inside the 5. You don't get inside the 5 very often and not try to score a touchdown.
The elite move would go for fake field goal.
And they will kick a field goal. I'm disappointed.
Me too. Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize, but I am going to have to exit this game a little early today due to school obligations. I will talk to all of y'all next game. You know, make sure you watch obviously all of our previous games, but also, you know, keep your notifications on, all that for the following games. So, adios to everyone.
Hold it down in your absence.
Thank you, I appreciate it. See you later.
Oh, and that is another turnover for Notre Dame. Starting to look like the Mississippi State-Alabama game. Mississippi State played a decent, clean game. I mean, obviously not in the scoreboard for a while. And then just turnover after turnover made the score look a lot worse. See if Alabama can put one in the end zone here. It feels like it's been a while. Handing off to Henry. He will go backwards a couple yards. 16 carries, 141 yards for him so far. Even if you take away that first 70-yard carry, 16 carries for 70 yards, I mean it'd be 15 carries. 15 carries for 70 yards that's still really good. Almost 5 a carry. But obviously that 70-yard run really boosting his stats. See what Alabama does here. Tua back to pass. Ooh. A lot of traffic going on in the middle. A little errant throw. 3rd and 12, obviously a passing situation. Oh. Dangerous pass there that could have led to 6 the other way. And now see what Alabama does. They will punt from their own 35. Not the worst decision in the world, but I might have considered going for it, even though you do still have to get 12 yards. As that is only going to be a change of field position, 15 yards. As that goes for a touchback. See if Notre Dame can get something going on offense for the first time today. Obviously had that one decent drive that put up 3 points for them. But yeah, another tackle for loss for this Alabama defense. Ian Book trying to run the ball 9 times thus far and only 12 yards to show for it. Definitely not a recipe for success. But we'll see what they go to here. They got to try to start keeping the ball in the air. This run game is not going to work. The Book will try to scramble as he sees nothing there, and that'll be a sack. 2 Alabama defenders there, one of them being Jonathan Allen, to go back-to-back negative plays for Notre Dame. 3rd and 14. You know, if there was any game that Miguel could have risked not being here the whole time for, it was this one. This one, especially this deep into the game, you see the score. Yeah, I mean, if we weren't able to record this one today, it might have been about a week until we got another game out due to some other circumstances going on. But, oh, another fumble. Alabama recovers. Yeah, Notre Dame they can't even hold on to the ball right now. I get that you got to play try to play loose, try to play free. I mean, you're down by so much. Maybe play a little risky, but that's just careless football right there by Notre Dame. That is the 3rd drive that has ended in a fumble recovered by Alabama. The Notre Dame defense is doing a decent job. I mean, it's held them to 6 points off those previous 2 drives in that gave Alabama the ball in Notre Dame territory. See if they can do the same here. Hand off to Henry. I only go for 4. I say only 4. 2nd and 6 for Alabama. Stack to the left. 2 to throw. He will find one of those stacked receivers. That'll be Jalen Waddle getting the ball down. Marked at the 1. I don't know if he got that far. See, they just handed off to Derrick Henry right here. No, they will go to the air. Tua, they just leave a man wide open in the end zone. That will be Calvin Ridley, his 2nd, I believe, touchdown of the day. It is now about to be 37-10, and we are still in the 3rd quarter. This 2nd half is dragging along. Notre Dame collapsing a lot earlier than Mississippi State did in terms of just careless turnovers. This game still's got plenty of time to get a lot uglier for Notre Dame. Looking towards future years in this tournament, obviously we have 3 major top teams, 3 contenders. If I had to put a tier for championship contenders, it'd be Alabama, Ohio State, and LSU. Obviously, we can split those 3 teams into tiers. But in future tournaments, obviously there will be 2 sides to the bracket. That's just how it works. LSU and Ohio State are probably going to end up being on the same side every year. And I'm wondering if is there a team that's going to be able to compete with Alabama in future years. I can think of a couple that might be able to step up. Obviously, the 4 seed in this tournament was Oklahoma. Oh, and there's another fumble by Notre Dame. They recover this one. But what are they doing? They got to put ball carrier on conservative or something. That is just unacceptable. 4 straight drives with a fumble. Obviously, this one's still alive because they were able to recover this one, but what is going on with Notre Dame right now? It's like they just don't even care at this point. Look back to pass. Over the middle, and he hangs on to it. 3rd and 1. See if they can convert here before I get back to the contender conversation. They will read option. Bold move running the ball against this defense, but Ian Book's able to pick it up. Keep this drive alive. But as I was saying, other teams that can compete with Alabama on their side of the bracket in the future, or maybe even push a team like LSU down a slot, don't necessarily see that happening anytime soon within the next few years. But a team like Oklahoma could, I believe, compete with Alabama. They are a 4 seed. You look at what their college is producing right now. They got, obviously, Brent Venables as the new head coach, a defensive-minded head coach, not having the best year in his first year, but he's able to take in and develop some defensive talent and put that in the league. I mean, you see the kind of guys that that Clemson has on defense. Those are all Venables guys. If they can start putting guys like that in the league, Oklahoma's already got a ton of offensive weapons. I think they are a team that could potentially compete and be a major contender in future tournaments. It'll be a few years down the line before that happens, as Oklahoma only has like 275 overall players on their defense. It is not much over there. That's why they were upset in the first round. Really sad to see them go. They were going to be a really exciting team in other matchups. Obviously, kudos to Florida State for playing that game. It was a little controversial towards the end, but right there we see a Notre Dame first down, moving the ball into Alabama territory. Another team that I think can compete with Alabama in future tournaments, at least on their side of the bracket, obviously outside of Ohio State and LSU, is Georgia. I mean, You look at them; they're solid all the way around, not many holes. And you see the guys that they have currently in college, the guys currently in the NFL. They're still really young. A bunch of first rounders in the last couple of years, going to be more this year. Both their top corners are high 70s. Those are both really young guys. Obviously, you got Roquan Smith. He's not really going anywhere. Jordan Davis is a rookie this year. He's not going anywhere. But you look at the offense, they got to start putting more. They might need another quarterback here soon. Matthew Stafford starting to decline. They obviously got Stetson Bennett coming in the league. Don't know if he'll be. He obviously won't be ready to compete with Matthew Stafford for at least a couple of years, depending on what Matthew Stafford does with terms of retirement. Notre Dame picking up a first down right there. Move the ball to 28. But Georgia's main hole on their team, at least offensively, was tight end. And, I mean, they're going to probably have a new starting tight end in the next alumni tournament with, I would think Darnell Washington would be a higher overall than some of their guys, at least after a few weeks, depending on how much he's able to play. But the next year they're going to have Brock Bowers, who could be a top 10 pick at tight end. He should easily be the starter. And Notre Dame fumbles the ball again. Able to recover. Ian Book picking up his own fumble. That is 5 fumbles. That's the 5th time they've put the ball on the ground in the last 4 drives. I don't know if it's Alabama just laying the lumber or if Notre Dame is just being that careless with the football. You just don't really see that often. Obviously, in book, a quarterback, lower ball security. He'll take off again. We'll get a couple yards there. Okay, back to what I was saying. I think Georgia could be another team that continues to develop and rise. I mean, last year, or a couple years ago, I did an alumni tournament. Georgia was not near a 5 seed like they were this year in the tournament that I ran off of YouTube. But yeah, I mean, you look at what they've got cooking in college right now. Oh, an interception for Alabama, and they're going to take this out of the end zone. It was not worth it. They only get it out to 17. That one intercepted by Marlon Humphrey. Bummer for Notre Dame as they were putting together a decent drive, one of their better drives of the game. So Marlon Humphrey, a great DB, able to make a play on that one. Back to talking about Georgia, I mean, they got Nick Chubb. He's still got a few really good years left in him. Obviously, running backs tend to decline a little earlier. But I don't think they'll have any problem at running back. I mean, they put running backs in the league year after year. The offensive line also probably will not decline very fast. I mean, they will still produce offensive linemen. Nobody super old on the offensive line. A couple young tackles. Wide receiver. A couple of them starting to get up there in age. Oh, Derrick Henry breaks one right there. He's got the ball clear on conservative. He might get tracked down here. Down to the 10 or the 11. All the way from the 21. He is well over 200 yards now after that carry. And it just hurts to watch if you're a Notre Dame fan at this point in the game. Back to the second half, blowout material, talking about future contenders. Georgia still got a couple decent receivers in the league. Obviously, George Pickens looking like he could develop into a superstar in the NFL. Mecole Hardman's still a really solid guy. Speed guy on the outside. Alabama hands it off. Touch pass, actually. Calvin Ridley, 2nd and 5 now. Josh Jacobs in the game. Henry taking a breather after that super long run. They'll hand it off. No, it'll be read option. Tua will lose a yard, though. Georgia could get thin at receiver in the future years if they don't start putting more in the league. Isaiah McKenzie is coming into his own. He's finding himself a nice home in Buffalo. Guys like A.J. Green will be retiring soon on the downcline of his career. Here's the decline. Tua on 3rd and 6. Time to throw. He will get rid of it. Josh Jacobs really close. It'll be 4th and 1 on the 3. Do they take the 3 to try to get to 40? Or do they try to go for it here? 4th and 1. They opted to go for a field goal in a similar situation. It was 4th and 2 from the 4. This one really close, though. See if Derrick Henry's ready to go back in the game. He is. He's got his X Factor lit up. Good luck to Notre Dame trying to stop. Oh, but they will pass the ball, and they will leave a man wide open on the drag. That is Irv Smith Jr. getting in the end zone. With the extra point, this game will be 44-10. Alabama having no problems here in the second half with Notre Dame. The linebacker just turned around, facing the other direction, not really guarding anybody, gets lost. And Irv Smith makes him pay. Now, future teams that could also compete. Clemson, I mean, if they're able to get an offensive line together, that's really what's holding them back right now. Overall-wise, at least. They look like a really good team in this tournament, but, I mean, they're overall... I mean, depending on where it falls, they could bump. I don't see them being a 4 seed in future terms. They could be maybe a 5. Maybe they fall to an 8. But even they've been playing really good in this tournament without an offensive line. Maybe they could compete with Alabama in future tournaments. Obviously, you put an offensive line together, you can really put together a team that can compete. That defense is really solid. Notre Dame here. 1st and 10 from the 24. And that will go incomplete. Ian Book, 14 for 25 with 2 picks, not having the best day. Oh. Rattled around after it was tipped. That will fall harmlessly to the ground for Notre Dame, incomplete, setting up 3rd and 10. Another passing situation, and that will not be near enough for the first down. Caught, but only good for a yard. And that will bring up a punting situation. Still 9 minutes to go in this game. Alabama still got time to put up more points. And again, that's already over. So we have to get into the second half blowout material. You know, now that I think about it, Florida State, I mean, they're having a really good run this year, but in future years, they might be a team that's able to sustain a lot as well. I mean, receiver was one of their weaknesses. Oh, and intercepted. Why did they even go for that? Eddie Jackson intercepts it, takes it to the Notre Dame 13, and Alabama is already knocking on the door. I mean, if I'm them, I'm just punt that ball to make it. I mean, Alabama's probably going to score anyway, but just let it take longer. I guess I respect Notre Dame's fight, still trying to play like they're in this game. But now you just give the ball right back to Alabama. Derrick Henry and his X Factor. He will get the ball. He will get down to the 5. 20 carries, 224 yards. Still early-ish, I mean, for player of the game talk. But I have an idea of who I think it's going to go to. I'll give you a hint. He's got the ball right now. If he gets down, 1st and goal. See if he can get his 2nd touchdown of the game. 1st and goal from the 1. Battle in the trenches. No, they will hand it off to the fullback, which should be Mark Ingram. It is. He's able to get in on the touchdown action. And that will make it 50 for Alabama. Well overdoing both spreads that were set at the beginning of this game. Extra point is good. 51-10. Still 7 minutes and 20 seconds. And if I am Notre Dame, I am turning on 2 clock. And I am just trying to get out of here with a 41-point loss. I am not... See if I can pull up the final score to the Mississippi State game. as that was also a blowout. We can see quite the difference. See what the largest blowout in the tournament is. Don't really have that in my second half blowout material, but yeah, this one is it's over what Mississippi State's score differential was. That one was a 39-point differential. This one is already at 41. Let's see other blowouts around the tournament. Ooh, dropped pass a little behind them, 2nd and 10. The second biggest blowout was Clemson and Penn State, which was a 35-point difference. And another turnover for Notre Dame. That one intercepted and brought back to the 31. Marlon Humphrey, his second of the day. Notre Dame they do not care anymore. All momentum is out the window. If they ever had any to begin with. I mean, they closed the second half on a decent run. Interested to see if Alabama ever puts in backups. Don't usually see that in the NFL. I don't think we've seen that in any simulations thus far. Derrick Henry getting a handoff, shoves off a tackler, down to the 15. You know, luckily for Notre Dame, since they're giving the ball to Alabama in such a good field position, Derrick Henry's probably not going to get a chance to go for 300. You know, you got to look at the bright side if you're Notre Dame, because there isn't much to look at. Offense has only put up a field goal. Tua to throw. Josh Jacobs, that should be good enough. Oh, nope, 2nd and 1. Not quite good enough for the first down. Now, if I'm Alabama, I just hand the ball right back off to Derrick Henry. I mean, he might be able to punch it in from 6 yards out right here. Hand off to Henry, and he will reach for the first down. Or not first down, pardon me, the touchdown. And that will make it 57-10, pending the extra point to make it 58. Still 6 minutes left. This game is just, I mean, after the first two Alabama drives still in air quotes, we kind of knew that this game was going to be all Alabama. They did slow down a little bit, but they've just been steamrolling here in the fourth quarter, second half, overall, really. You know, we talked about teams that could compete in the future. Let's just go over the teams in the tournament. Might as well, right? I mean, what else do we have to talk about that could develop what they have to look forward to in the future? Mississippi State, some of the things they lack, I mean, they have really good defense right now. They lack good offensive weapons, whether it be running back or receiver. I know they just lost a receiver in the transfer portal to Georgia, that being Ra Thomas. So I don't know what Mississippi State really has cooking for them in the future other than Will Rogers, who's a quarterback. They already got Dak Prescott, unless Will Rogers somehow comes in the league and becomes a superstar. Just going down the bracket as a 16 seed, 15 seed Texas A&M. They've been recruiting really well. Not really showing up much on the field, but one of their main weaknesses, I mean, let's see. Running back wasn't the best, but he was serviceable. Offensive line, I don't think was very good, and that is another interception. That one wasn't even really close to the receiver. Receiver didn't make a play on the ball. That's going to be Surtain's first interception. Alabama might get to 70 the way Notre Dame's playing on offense. They should just go out there and take a knee every play from here on out and punt the ball. That's the game plan if I'm Notre Dame right now. because they are just shooting themselves in the foot over and over again. Derrick Henry back out on the field to try to add to his rushing yard total. He's up to 257. Third and 2. Jacobs into the game now. Read option with Tua. Got him to bite, and he will pick up the first to keep the drive alive. Going back to teams' development in the future, A&M. Offensive line, they did have some holes. It wasn't that bad, though. Defense, I believe, yeah, cornerback was a major struggle for them, I do remember. Defense in general wasn't the best outside of edge rushers. Obviously, you got Von Miller, Myles Garrett. Von Miller, he's not going to be around forever. But they do have some guys that they could continually put in the league if they keep recruiting the way that they have. That might not be for a while, though. Going up the seeds, USC. Oh, that's an interesting one. USC under Lincoln Riley now. Obviously, they're going to need to put some defense into the league. But offensively, one of USC's problems, obviously I think Caleb Williams is going to be the quarterback for that team in a couple of years. Offensive line was a problem for USC. I mean, they had a couple. Tyron Smith, who's not going to be around forever. And they had a guard or two. But a couple holes there for USC. Tua just takes all day to throw, and he will be sacked by Romeo Okwara. That is his third sack of the day. Make it 3rd and 16. Alabama has been running the clock, though, having a little mercy here on Notre Dame. Yeah, USC could be a fun team to watch. Receiver, that's a strength for USC already. They could use a tight end. They're obviously playing receivers at tight end right now. Could use a running back. Ronald Jones is serviceable, but nothing close to the best this tournament has to offer. Looking forward to other teams. Florida State is a team that could continue to develop. They've been looking like an upward trajectory right now under Mike Norvell. I think we talked about them a little bit. Yeah, receivers' major weakness. Wilson should be coming in the league here in a few years. He should be really good. Going up the seeds, we also have Florida. Florida is honestly a team that I see regressing. They will have probably a new starting quarterback next year with Anthony Richardson getting the start over Kyle Trask as a rookie. It just depends on where he gets drafted to be honest. I mean, he's still very raw. It's going to take a little bit to develop. He's not going to come into the league and have immediate success, in my opinion, as Alabama takes the 3 points there to make it 61-10. Luckily for Notre Dame, because Notre Dame obviously didn't want to do it, they ran some time off the clock. See if Notre Dame just runs the ball from here on out and just packs up and goes home. The buses should already be started up. They should just be walking straight out to them. See what they opt to do, though. Obviously not all the time in the world, but Wisconsin, that's a team that could also regress a little bit. I mean, Russell Wilson is the quarterback right now. Notre Dame's still passing the ball. That one works, though. Ian Book at 5 interceptions. They're risking tying Oklahoma and Jalen Hurts' interception record. I mean, other pass there, they might try to put some more points on the board here, not using their timeouts, though. Wisconsin, though, with Russell Wilson, he's not gonna be around forever. I mean, if he comes back into his own, he could have a few more years left in him. But I don't know if they'll have a good quarterback after him. But yeah, that'll do it for this game. Notre Dame finally runs the clock out. It's about time. They should have done that about 3 drives ago. As we load through this, I mean, we already see the numbers right here. It's Alabama wins in every single category. 8 takeaways. Just Notre Dame just awful today. Just going through some other teams. Already talked. Penn State, they could develop a little bit. I mean, quarterback is a spot they could jump. But honestly, we'll take this second half blowout material that I had today and maybe carry it over to future games. Could talk about that for a while, but let's go ahead and look at the player stats. Close this one out. Tua had himself a solid day. 406 passing yards. Outside of those 2 interceptions, one of them being a pick 6, allowing Notre Dame to score a touchdown. Being really bad for Alabama. I say that, but they still won 61-10. Derrick Henry averaging over 10 yards a carry, 271 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns. And you look at receiving. Jalen Waddle, 99 receiving yards. Josh Jacobs had 90 receiving yards. Amari Cooper, 68. Calvin Ridley, 110. Even Irv Smith got the touchdown. 27 receiving yards. Not much for Notre Dame. Defensively, see how many tackles for a loss Alabama had. Oh my goodness. 9, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. I don't know if it combines, like if 2 people combined for a tackle, if it counts for 2. But either way, that is ridiculous. Just as a comparison, Packers, aka Notre Dame, 5 to Alabama's 22. Sacks, they had a few of those as well. Dalvin Tomlinson picking up 2 of those. And lead the team in tackles with C.J. Mosley, who also had a pick. 5 picks this game. Marlon Humphrey with 2, Surtain with 1, Mosley with 1, and Eddie Jackson with 1. Yeah, just a dominant performance by everybody on this Alabama team. And yeah, that will conclude this second round matchup. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you were even watching to this point, shout out to you, because 61-10, if you watch this entire game, you are a real one for sure. But yeah, we will close this one out. The next matchup will be Ohio State and Clemson, as we already mentioned. That should be a really good one. I'm interested to see it. Playing for a spot in the Final Four. Obviously, Alabama advancing to face Florida State in the Final Four. Probably another easy matchup for them, but Florida State has surprised us at times. Playing a couple really close games, but able to pull out wins. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes here in a few videos down the line. But yeah, with that being said, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one. Adios.